You got all those, so. Yeah. Well, when you put it like that, that's the one steel. I can live with that. Yeah, I thought you ran out of gas. No,
Come on, get in there. There we go.
Hell yeah.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Stand by.
I know.
Oh yeah. Transform.
Transform. Gotcha. No, no.
No malfunctions.
Right. So,
Okay.
things and stuff and
And such and whatnot.
this thing.
Yeah, man, dude, this was so cool. It's cool, not just
It still is, actually.
yeah, like not just to shoot it, but to say that I own it is so cool. And like we found it as kind of like just a fluke of a deal.
Texas Gun Trader will do that to you.
Texas Gun Trader will do that to you. Yeah, so we found a guy that had two of these, and the object I was trading was like, it was valuable but not worth two of these. I guess he either didn't know what he had or he had gotten such a good deal on them he didn't care because he got...
There's probably a column C in there too.
There probably is a column C in there too. I really don't know. But, so for those of you who don't know or can't tell over video...
For everyone that wasn't the 12 people in the group.
Yeah. So this is one of the fourth run Inglis Chinese high powers, Chinese contract high
I was going to
powers.
say, it wasn't made in China.
It wasn't made in China. It was made in Canada, actually, by Inglis.
Yeah.
And
Those ones are now made in Turkey, and
they're fine. They're fine enough.
They can't make an extractor to save anyone's life, but that's...
Yeah. Well, they could at this point.
No, they can't at this point. That's the issue.
Well, I know, at the point that this was made.
Well, that's different English. This is Canada.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Canada Inglis. But yeah, so the Chinese contract high powers were made for the Republic of China. You know, World War II and slightly beyond. I think the production line officially ended in 1949 with, you know, the fall of the Republic of China and the nationalist forces fleeing to Taiwan.
Now it's just China.
Now it's just China, West Taiwan, or whatever.
It somehow gave us hollow sun and cold steel.
Yeah, fair enough. but yeah, so these were made for the Republic of China by Inglis. So there's several productions runs of them. This is the fourth run. There's like runs 1+, 2+, 3+. There's some breakdowns in there, but the fourth run.
You've got your stopgap.
Yeah, well, yeah. The fourth run was somewhat of the. It was the smaller of the runs, from what I remember.
Yeah, they were on literally the back foot at that point.
Yeah, they were quite literally on the back foot.
It's Istanbul, not Constantinople, but Chinese.
This is very true, but yeah, so not quite as many of them were made, although quite a bit for the time. So it's very interesting. So most of them did not, in fact, make it to China because when the fourth run kicked off, the Republic of China collapsed very quickly after that, and then a lot of
funny
these.
caveat. That's just kind of how Browning high powers work.
This is true.
It's like World War II is like, man, a whole bunch of Nazis ended up with them because they just like walked in like, all these guns aren't even done.
Yeah, like they're at many points during World War II and in many wars after. They were just literally like a Browning high power has literally been on every side of every war since the 30s. Like just a bunch of people doing the Spider-Man meme but pointing high powers, just like.
I mean, no, they were just people. Spider-Man wasn't a thing yet. It was just war, man.
Fair enough. But yeah, so very few of them made it to China. Very few of them survived, going to China. If they did, very, very few of them made it to Taiwan.
Or got repaired there.
We're not 100% sure on this one. So the stock, I don't know. I don't know if the stock and the gun.
I'm going to say it is.
It probably is just because they were together. They were a matched pair.
Part of it is just the amount of like nuance that goes into that gun.
This is true.
Not just like the details, but the nuance between the two things. I would have to, if I had to wager a guess.
They're probably a matched pair that were original. So very few of the guns survived. That made it to China and then went to Taiwan. Way fewer of them survived with dropped a random thing, but the matching stock. So I'm going to do something that, were this a regular gun,
yeah, that'd just be a crime.
that would just be a felony. These are so old, they're grandfathered in.
Look at us being good eggs.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at us not doing a crime right now. So this is, God, these are so cool.
It says not a brace.
Yeah. This is not a brace in Chinese. Yeah.
That would be, you know what? I want that to say it more.
So for those of you who don't know how rare these are in the U.S., there are maybe 500 fourth runs in the United States.
Few.
Very, very few. And even fewer with the stock. And
It's a hollow stock. It's a holster. If you tripped wrong, you lost it.
Yeah, exactly. So to show you how this works, these are super cool. This thing is not original. I don't know who made this. This just kind of came in the little kit we got with it from the guy. But so you got a button. You pop these open. You had your stock. Oh, right, it's the other way. Your stock is your holster. So it went down in there. And then the lid latched around it. And you would have your little slung thing. A lot of the slings were leather at the time. This is some sort of, I don't know when this was made, the 70s, something like that. But yeah, and then you'd,
Later than the 30s.
Later than the 30s. And then, you'd pop your gun out and pistol. And then, you could put it on your stock.
I'm going to hop in the sidecar of this motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what these are issued to.
Yeah, exactly. Make ssure you close your buttstock first so you can then use your tangent sights.
I don't know how to do that. All the instructions are in Chinese.
True. Yeah, use your tangent sights, which are set for a minimum of 100 yards.
They're beyond hopeful.
It's
amazing.
So I got to shoot this in a match. I did shoot this in a match. It's not that no one could have. What is ready with this gun?
This needs to be like a USPSA training video. What the fuck do I do here?
RO, can I make ready now?
Assemble your rifle.
Yeah, all right, I'm assembling my gun now. There we go. It's, 2 matches. Although the second one, we tried to do something wacky.
We had way more fun, but it shot somehow worse.
It did not work.
That makes perfect sense.
The first time we shot it in a match, it was flawless. It ran the whole thing fine, didn't have a hiccup, didn't have a misfeed.
Just about doing the Kentucky windage.
Yeah, exactly.
Tucky.
Yeah, so if you can't see these sights, so these sights are literally it's like an AK rear sight with or just a little adjustable thing that goes all the way to 500 yards.
Because that's where you shoot 9mm.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you can pump this up all the way up to 500. It's
9mm. Back in the day, they made it for really stout folk.
Its standard zero is 100. So with the 100-yard zero, if you're shooting at a USPSA target distance, 7 to 10 yards, you're okay, there's the target, and the sights are, it's like a little V-shaped mountain thing with a separate V in the back. I don't know where the sights, okay, they're really high. So you're lining up 2 weird inverted pyramids.
But the thing is, on the best of all days, it's minute of horse when you would hope for minute of man.
I really don't know if the barrel is actually capable of stabilizing the rounds all that well.
No, it's just shooting a 5-inch, not even.
Yeah.
Sub 5-inch gun at 100 for 0.
That. I'm talking about
No, I'm just where the point is supposed to be. It's
yeah. Not happening at 100 yards unless you're very, very lucky. But even at regular pistol yard.
Luck is probably a Chinese first name.
Fair enough. But even at regular pistol distance, you're all right, I'm going to shoot, that normal man-sized thing over there. And you line the bead up, and your impact is whee! Just somewhere way, way up there.
Yes.
And unlike, modern blocked out sights, there's a lot of play when you're looking through the sights.
Yeah.
So you're
for 25 yards on the farthest for what, because they're where do people use handguns now? Oh, right here?
Yeah.
And right there? He's right there. You can read his name tag.
These are all right, I put the sights, on his sternum. Oh, I hit him in the nose. Okay, higher. Shit. Literally no. There we go. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess.
I'm more surprised he hit him.
Yeah, I guess that works. So like hilariously challenging to shoot correctly, especially at speed, at like match speed.
If you're out of mags that you want to, okay.
I got it. It's still going, Austin. Fuck you.
My bad. I couldn't tell.
But still, like, super cool.
I'm more surprised you cleared Texas Star with one.
That's fair. I did clear Texas Star with it, like pretty well too. Oh shit! All right, here we go.
Like again, I said I'm surprised.
Yeah, like it works fine. It's cool that like after all this time we didn't really replace anything on it. We just got it out and we had some people look it over. And we're like, everything looks fine. And like this is also the kind of gun, because of how rare and valuable it is. Like you'd see this on like Rock Island Armory, and they're like, oh, they got like white gloves. Like this is an amazing piece.
I don't own any gloves.
I don't own gloves, and I don't treat anything nice. So I was just like, we're going to a match. Yay! Just got my gun. Yeah. So immediately took it to a match. Some hardcore collectors, Guardian Angel, lost their wings. And just shot it at two gun matches as both my pistol and my rifle.
Yeah, it is two guns.
It is two guns. Transform! Very technically, according to the ATF, it's like, I've got me rifle, now I've got me pistol.
Just the transformer noise.
Yeah. So just shoot it as a rifle, which, so by the way, if you've never shot an old high power, man, like, this thing comes back, and if you try to grip it up high, like you would want to grip a modern pistol.
Mark 1 through 3 without on it.
Yeah, you're just gonna slice your hand.
The Glock still inherited it. The Glock is like the closest relative to a high power in service today, and all they did was not have.
Well, except for this high powers that are still in service with Canada and.
Yeah. I meant like adjacent.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the way the trigger interacts with your hammer going up into the slide and then back like a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
Like Glock omitted that, and other than that, we'll still bite your hand up until later areas where they're like, you can just put a little piece there now, and we put a pin there for it.
Yeah, like
back straps for people with hands that are small, like larger than the people that assembled these guns.
Yeah. So if you try to hold it like a man who would want to hold a modern gun and shoot a modern gun, you're going to end up with like slits,
tracks,
just right there down your knuckle and in the webbing of your hand, and it.
Like I said, it invented the Glock bite.
Yeah, it's an ouch. And then if you use the pistol stock,
it's worse.
The rifle stock thing, yeah, it forces your hand way up high.
You should have done the tactical target shooter grip for it.
Oh.
And just do the
yeah.
Like, that's the move.
It really,
that's not so bad because
it really
I'm not
ended up.
anything.
It ended up being the move. Like basically, I was shooting it with just one thumb behind it and down here, just going like this, just like yeah, because
it's all tactics.
Otherwise I would just come back with ripped up knuckles and just a line gouged into my thumb. It was quite rough.
That's where that goes.
Yeah, exactly. We also got. We got a buddy of ours who's we call him a professional gunsmith. He's done that before in a professional capacity. We got him to modify. Now, I want to preface this. I typically do not like ProMag. ProMag does not make good products.
I still don't.
They never have, as far as I know. But if you take the ProMag 33 rounders for a Browning high power, and you have someone who knows how to modify them to run a 1935 pattern high power, you can take
on a high power in general.
Yeah, fair. Or just get them to work. The OEM mag out, and you can run 33 round stick mags. Well, they're 33 rounds, but the last round is just there to help the hold open.
It's the most accurate last round bolt hole open.
Yeah, exactly. If you look in there and you see one round left, you know you're empty.
Again, like I said, you keep your cyanide capsule in that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you get captured by the new Chinese,
or whatever's going on,
or whatever's happening.
Why ever you have this instead of a gun?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying it's not an option. I'm saying there's others.
There's so many others. There's so many things in between that and this.
Shooting with an optic was neat.
It was so cool.
I won't call it good. I'll call it neat.
Yeah, I'll call it neat. Yeah. Okay, it's starting to work. I spoke too soon. In order to, so for those of you who don't know, if you have a if you have
say we didn't have the other pin to put through it,
well,
which is unfortunate.
Well, so that's also part of the thing. So if you have a gun from this era, it is grandfathered in pre-NFA. So you do not. This is not an NFA item. This is a curio relic with a matched stock. You can only do. Yeah, you can only do this if you have a matched stock from this era, the stock that's supposed to go with the gun, or one that is such a good replica that like you can't tell the difference. And then it's a grandfathered in pre-NFA item. It does not require any paperwork or a stamp or anything like that. You can assemble it into this rifle configuration, and it's not an NFA item. If you though take the gun, if you're to take the gun, because I've heard some people say like you should do this. They're like, oh dude, take that tangent sight off and put a red dot on there. That'd be great. That constitutes a substantial modification to the gun, which then removes that status.
Yeah, there's paperwork.
Now it's a paperwork gun, and then it becomes an NFA item, and then attaching the stock without the paperwork becomes a felony. So in order to circumvent that, we had an old like 1980s era AimTech mount, which just replaces this. Now the other part of that, it also is supposed to have like a pin that you're supposed to get from here.
Yeah, you ever seen the ALG mounts for a Glock?
Yeah.
Same concept.
It's kind of the same concept, yeah.
It's literally the same concept. They just did the same thing, but for a Glock.
Yeah, exactly. But so that would have ridden the line. We also didn't have the pin, and I wasn't going to track one down because if we were to do that,
time-consuming and good luck.
Yeah, time-consuming and good luck. But also, if we were to do that and put the pin and do all that, that probably could have constituted. So an agent could have. An agent could have made a case that was a substantial enough modification to the gun in order to remove its status. Like, is that permanent? Is it not? Not really, but it's a line that we didn't need. We didn't need to walk on camera.
Not welded.
Yeah. Either way, it's a line that we didn't need to dance with on camera. So we didn't do any of that. What we tried to do was use Ranger bands to hold it on there. Okay, it loaded.
Your money.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Stand by. Hell yeah.
Nope, this one's not working.
It's not
Nice
that
and
it
steady.
didn't work.
Hello there, big puppy dog.
Hey, baby girl.
But yeah, so that just didn't work. The rubber bands kept like hitting the slide and causing like the slide to ride slow, and then there's a giant puppy dog who's giving kisses. This is very sweet.
Yeah.
big Cane Corso puppies. But yeah, so we didn't do that. We tried to, or it didn't work.
It's not that it didn't work. It didn't work well.
It didn't work well. It just caused the gun to have a ton of malfunctions.
You got past 7 yards also.
Yeah, so
It's fun.
Yeah, I can't.
I watched.
That's true. I mean,
I shot a regular gun.
That's true. I can't really. It's hard. It'd be hard to show on camera what the inside of this looked like. But so the way that the feed ramps on these work, they're very steep and they're kind of stepped. It's odd, but they really.
It's again just the precursor. Have you ever seen the inside of any modern 9mm gun? This is the one that started it all.
Yeah, exactly.
The original new hotness.
Yeah, but so I will say, just like the way that the way that the chambers on these work, unless you are using FMJ rounds.
Best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck.
They didn't have anything else.
Yeah, hollow points are not going to feed in this well, if at all. I don't even think that TMJs or anything like that would work very well.
Yeah, don't hunt down one of these for an EDC.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Or
yeah,
do
or do. I'm not your dad.
Not.
I'm
not authority on anything.
Yeah, but the modern ones, as far as I know, they don't have any problems. Like we talked to the guys. We were at the NRA show this weekend. We talked to the guys at EAA, Gearson. We talked to the people.
EAA, they're just the import for Gearson and who else?
Yeah. They have cool modernized ones.
He was a high power snob is the best way to put it. And
yes.
His words, not even mine, and he's still correct because he knew just about as much as I do, and I know.
Yeah, good.
Literally, I know a ton about
damn
guns
good
like
bit.
these.
Yeah. So
it's weird having someone say those words back to me that I knew.
Yeah. But so in the 1935 pattern, which actually is a specific pattern of the high powers, you're not feeding anything other than FMJ. It's just not going to happen.
I mean,
not
reliable.
reliable.
Back then, it's back when the safety was a thought, and for the high power, the safety is more for just disassembly because this is just a tic tac with some nubbing on it.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just best of luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah, these were military guns meant for military ammo from the 30s. and into the 40s. And then, so what's very funny about the fourth run specifically was, so since tons of them didn't make it to China, didn't make it to Taiwan, didn't make it to any of that, they had a bunch of these laying around. They were like, well, what do we do with these? So they sent them to the Canadian military and the British military. Ian McCollum on Forgotten Weapons, a whole video on this, how it's like how a Chinese contract gun turned into a British service pistol. And like, these are still issued in both Canada and the British military.
Not issued, at least.
Well, they're in inventory.
Yeah.
But they
all the way to the Gen 3. The Gen 3 is still like in like SAS inventory.
Yeah. Well, so what definitely did happen with the fourth runs during the Troubles, and so these were a very common, probably the most common service pistol with the British military and the SAS then.
Outside the Glock 19, 17 to this very day, it's the most common.
Yeah. Well, so specifically during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, these were the thing. And if you were a cool guy, you had these are the like rarest, most unobtainium Browning high power mag in existence. These are the unmarked Mech-Gar 20-round contract magazine. These were only sold.
They are the best of luck finding.
Yeah, they are. Like, if you are insanely lucky, someday you will see one on, Gunbroker somewhere. One guy will be selling one, maybe. Yeah. We have the biggest collection of anyone I have ever heard of.
Until someone
has a bigger
and speaks up, is like, good on you.
Good on you. Yeah, like we have the biggest collection I've ever heard of. We have a lot of these, a lot. Like I talked to one person who was like, dude, I have one of those. It's so cool because he saw one in the video. He's like, I got one, and I got 10 regular 20s. Isn't that cool? And I was like, you would not believe how many of these magazines I have.
I have more than a couple.
I have more than a couple. But if you were a really cool, like SAS jump out guy in Northern Ireland, you had your, I think they called them like jump out mags or something like that, because they were like, dude, a 20 round magazine in like the 60s and your 9mm was like, that was wild. You could just keep on shooting.
That's the Henry commercial all over again.
Yeah, like, this was a big deal. So just also not only shooting the gun and shooting it in match and having this period, like to have a bunch of 20 round mags to go with it and run with it. So cool. We got the coolest high power, like the 1935 pattern high power experience.
Yeah, it's the kind of gun that I would normally never buy, but the fact that it happened is exponentially better.
It's so cool that we got to do this period. It's a good shooter. Like, it has a pretty good trigger break. So the gun is empty.
Only because it's broken in. Like, high power is like,
true
for a single action gun, especially if you made it today, it would be like, why?
Yeah. Well, it's like, so the trigger has this like kind of springy like thing going on here, and then you hit the wall, and then when you pull through the wall, like, it's pretty. Let's see, is it on 6? Oh,
it's just
right.
Stout. It has a magazine.
It has a magazine safety disconnect. I forget, you have to have a magazine in, or the trigger turns itself off. So you have your little thing, and you can feel the wall, and then like, it's a heavy-ish trigger pull, but it's from the 30s, but it's not bad. It's like a 4-pound trigger.
The 1911 even for the day had a better trigger.
Yeah, it doesn't
kind of just does for most guns. That's why the 2011 thrives.
Yeah, it does not have a very noticeable reset most of the time, but like, it's fine.
That's part of the magazine safety.
Yeah, it's like it's fine. It's shootable.
Calling it serviceable is underselling it. Yeah. Like, it's a solid built gun.
Yeah, like it's understandable that these were a service pistol, and they were relatively well regarded.
Well, it was the first thing that was double stack.
Yeah. Like, it's just cool. Like, it's cool to see something from this area and be like, oh, like, that's all recognizable.
Like, this gun predates every other like double stack semi-auto that everyone has. Like, crossbred that with the P38, and we got the Berettas, and then we used the full block and just changed this around and made it double action. We got the Sig Sauer pattern in the 70s, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, everything spawned off this gun in one way, shape, or another based on magazines.
Yeah. Now, so the other, like, just insanely cool part of this, and this is also part of that I saw it, and I originally, when we got these, I took them to Collector's Firearms here in Houston, which is a very well-known dealer store.
It's a small mall.
Yeah, it's a small mall. It's like a big museum of guns where you can buy the pieces from. Like, they've got all the modern stuff, they got all the stuff you'd expect, all the new pistols and, yada, yada, yada from H&K and Glock and everyone else. And then tons of the store is consignment sales or like, used sales from people that have brought in stuff. And then like a lot of that is also like they have a whole World War II section, like a World War I section. They go all the way back into lever actions from certain periods, black powder rifles. They have like...
It's wild.
If you want to go and find a pair of matched dueling pistols from like a specific Shah from the Middle East, and like
There's
they're like
off chance they're your guy.
there's an off chance they're your guys. Like I saw not one. It wasn't Elvis Presley's personal pistol. It was a personal pistol that Elvis Presley had made for one of his bodyguards there, and it was like it was a very specific model, Colts in .44 Magnum, and the whole thing was like gold and platinum inlay. Like they're the kind of people who sell the kind of things you would normally only see at like a very exclusive auction house, and it's just there. Like you want to buy a puckle gun, I've seen them with puckle guns in their inventory like several times. Like you want the one with the square barrel?
I do now. Yeah, like when you put it like that.
Yeah, you want the one with the round barrel for shooting at Christians, or you want the one with the square bullets for shooting at infidels and Muslims? Like they got you. Like they can hook you up like that. It's that kind of place. But so I took the gun in to get appraised with the stocks. We had two of them at the time. We sold the other one, and it was much more generic than this one. It was a fourth run Chinese high power, but it was just kind of off the production line. There didn't seem to be anything interesting about it. But so this one, and both of them, when we took them in, they were like, hey, we can confirm that the guns are original. The stocks, we have no idea. We've literally never seen a fourth run high power with a stock come through the store. That's just never happened. And you have two of them. We don't even know what to tell you. So, so I didn't even think about it. We sold the one that had like, it was just the plain, fourth run Chinese high power. To call that plain is funny, but it was more plain. And it also had a very plain stock. Like, again, they were like, yeah, we don't know if the stock's original. We've never seen one with a matched high power and a cut. Like, we don't know. Like, could be a reproduction, but if they are, they're so good, we can't tell. We have no idea. We've never seen these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we passed. So we passed on the other one. I kept this one because it was slightly cooler. It's like a little bit older. The serial number's a little bit older, and it has this stock, which has, I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but it has this series of Chinese symbols scrawled into the stock, which
we'll cut a better picture of that close as well.
Yeah, we'll put a better picture of that up. But it is, as far as we've been able to tell, a Chinese chain code, an inventory kind of chain code. It says
cage code,
something like that. It has some. It's very generic. It's like Woodstock 9mm Browning or something like that. But the part that, and I didn't think about it past that. And then when we took it to the match, there is a guy that we shot with a couple times, and I don't know if he's Taiwanese or Chinese.
My guess is Chinese.
My guess is Chinese. I really have no idea. The reason I say Chinese is because, so he asked if he could read it because it was a Chinese gun, and he was reading the code, he was reading the symbols, and he looks at the last one, and he like gets like a very funny look on his face, and he's like, that's very old. That symbol's very old. Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, we don't use that anymore, which is honestly why I think that he's probably Chinese.
Same boat.
Yeah, but so the reason he's saying that symbol is very old is because that last symbol is in Imperial Chinese, which is not like, so when the communists took over, they replaced the written language with simplified Chinese, communist Chinese, simplified Chinese, and they got rid of Imperial Chinese. The only place that Imperial Chinese is still used is in Taiwan. The only people that would regularly see or would write, even at that time, in Imperial Chinese would have been someone from Taiwan. And also, at the time that they were making reproduction stocks, like there probably were reproduction stocks for these made into the 90s.
Yeah.
But no one had the internet. So if you were like, I want a Chinese translation to put to like fake...
They did, but no one that was doing this.
No one was doing this. You would have had to either...
The money wasn't in it.
Yeah, you would have had to either been like a scholar of some kind or something. This, as far as I could tell, was either some specific inventory designation. It appears to be the name of like a facility, like either a repair or a holding facility, like a storage facility in Taiwan. That's the only thing I can tell. And the only place Imperial Chinese is used, the only place it would be used as an inventory mark would have been in Taiwan. And if it was a reproduction at the time that people would have been making reproductions. And I mean, like, when you look at it, everything on it, from down to the screws and the wood, like, it's exactly the right kind of wood. It has exactly the right kind of mounting hardware and screws and, like, everything all the way down.
The resemblance is at the very least uncanny.
Yeah, if it's a fake, it's so good. Like, this was made by someone who is, like, had a scholarly level of autism.
You spent the same amount of money both ways.
Yeah, you spent the same amount of money both ways. There's even, like, you can see there's some, like, there's a little, like, red marking in there. It's kind of smudged, but that was possibly some kind of, like, another temporary inventory marking of some kind. And that's where they would have done that, as far as I know. It's so very unlikely that this was a fake. So if the stock with, you know, all the lettering and the other stuff on it is real, then that means that there's a non-zero possibility that this gun could have potentially gone to China, done combat, or at least been issued to someone, fled with the nationalists, gone to Taiwan, been stored,
nice little tour.
Been stored in Taiwan, somehow made it back to the U.S. And then, since there are so few of them in the U.S., like, there's a good possibility it's the only one that has its particular, like, story. You know.
Well, that's how particular stories work.
Yeah, fair enough. But, you know, either way, historically, visually, so cool. Like, it would be a super cool collection.
And it's just been a neat gun to have around.
It has been neat gun to go. Like, this would be insanely cool for a collector. This was so cool for me to get to. Not only just, like, have, but I shot it. I shot it in a match.
Come on, motherfucker! Weird sights.
And not just in a match, like, I took it out to my ranch and I shot it.
Yeah,
shot it in two matches, even though the second one,
way
like,
more than most people that collect these would shoot them.
The idea that I took this out in the sun with, like, my greasy hands and got sweaty and ran around with it.
Right.
How dare thee.
Risked the stock by running around with it on a stage.
It made me laugh.
Could have,
and
like,
that's important.
Again, the reason that not a lot of them survived is, like, man, people trip, and those are wood. And, like, me, big just monkey man, like, look at my priceless historical artifact, pew pew.
Holy shit, it's working! Actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll put a price tag on it once a trip.
At some point.
It's exponentially less.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's easier to figure out.
Yeah, way easier to figure out. But yeah, I got to not only own and use and shoot. I got to shoot matches with just one of the coolest pieces. Like, this is one of the coolest historical guns I've ever held or seen.
We got to rattle can it.
We're gonna spray paint it, and then we're gonna carve like monkey symbols into it.
Like JB Weld.
We're gonna JB Weld a specifically like.
You think I couldn't put an X300 on it? That's where you were wrong.
Yeah, JB Weld a light mount onto it.
Hell yeah. Hush
Go
holsters.
full trench rat. I'm gonna give Hush holsters. Eventually, I'll just give him a panic attack.
Good.
Just a full blown panic attack. But yeah, super, 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 super cool gun. Like, you know, how it shoot. Like, a lot of what we do is, like, we take stuff that's odd that someone would use, and we're like, hey, this is kind of how these run.
Someone would use?
It doesn't matter. I shot it. I shot this gun, and it was so cool.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
It's more that you're like, that's something someone who's like, where?
Well, no. Well, what I'm saying is,
I
like,
guess you would say when.
well, no, what I'm saying is what we normally do is, like, we shot the 5.7. People use those. We shot the Desert Eagle. I promise you, I am the king of the mountain of people who would carry them.
Yes.
I've seen them all. I've seen their posts. I've seen their concealed carry setups. People carry Desert Eagles. If you're carrying around a 1935 high power,
the oddest populace.
yeah, like, you're in some new kind of niche that I haven't even encountered. Yeah. So, like, this is not our standard fare.
A whole dozen in waistband deagles sold.
Exactly.
It's terrifying, actually. Terrifying lottery.
I mean, even funnier was the one guy I talked to was like, he liked the idea of not really knowing how to shoot it, so that if he ever had to pull it out, he could just run around and be like, you better stop or I'm going to pull the trigger and I don't know what's going to happen and neither do you.
This is like a scene from Predator 2.
Exactly. But I don't know if there's a version of that for the 1935 Chinese 4th run Inglis high power.
It'd be weird if it was that specific.
Yeah, it would be weird if it was that specific. It's just some guy watching, it's like drops his spoon in his cereal, like, me. The one guy. But yeah.
Yeah, he's just doing the... I can't whistle.
Yeah,
but
this whole thing was so cool. It was so cool that this worked. It was so cool that I found this gun.
yes.
It's so cool to have this gun. It's so cool to like just getting to like hold and play with and shoot. Like it's like when you're a kid and you see like a neat gun in a display case.
But also like we're showing up to a match and you're like the guy who brings his own cue stick to a bar and just like it's like I brought something worse. Everyone's like bringing out a very expensive match gun. It's like,
Everyone else is, yeah.
normally it's like they're playing with the pool and the cue that's just there and just like, damn it, his has a laser pointer. And this one's like, if I put a laser pointer on it, I might go to jail.
It'd be like that version of this would be like if everyone else is pulling out like really expensive custom pool cues and I was like, I got a stick I found in the woods. It's polished.
And I can hustle. That's what this means, right? It literally was just like a hustler scene in a movie, but it's just like, and then he proceeds to like still not place last in the match.
I know.
To everyone's surprise.
Everyone's surprised. Yeah, I was running around a 2-gun match with
Whiffing
a 19
initially.
Yeah, with a 1935 pattern gun
Just
rifle
amazing.
pistol combo, and like still just doing okay-ish, okay enough.
Once you learn how to aim with the force.
Yeah, exactly. Once I learned how to aggressively guess.
Yeah.
I'll let you know a little secret. There was not a lot of, like, normally when we get one of these guns and I'm going to go shoot in a match, I'm like...
5x5 on the Texas Star, so much bigger than a Womp Rat.
It's just my T16. but like...
HP 35. Used to pop those by HP 35. And just like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, back on Tatooine. They're like, who? Sir, do you need to be on lithium?
Just waving it over your head.
But like, normally we get a gun, even if it's an odd one, I take it, I do tons and tons and tons and tons of dry fire, and I practice with it, and I run drills, and I'm like, okay,
all happens.
we can run a match with it. There was none of that with this. There was just like, okay.
No, there's a bunch of just shooting it at stuff.
Well, I shot it like a bit to make sure it worked. I took some of the 20-round mags, and I put rounds in each of them, and I was like, pow, 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 that one works.
See?
Back
That's
in the box. Pow, 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 that one works. Back in the box. Pow, pow, pow. Pow. The hiccup, that one doesn't work. Put it over here. Like, there was that kind of shooting. There wasn't like the normal, like, I'm going to go run drills and do stuff, and I'm going to... No, none of that. We function checked it, and then we just went full send. Like...
Yeah,
just
it kind of functions. Hell yeah.
Just desperately hoping to not break it in the middle of getting to use it. And it didn't. It held up fine. It's more than fine. It didn't, like, it almost shot as well as a gun that you just pull out of, like, the box now. It was just fine.
Yeah.
Until we tried to, like, do a wacky, like, optic mount thing it wasn't meant for, and then, like, that caused some slide slowdown. But that was more the fault of Ranger bands than it really is the gun.
No.
Like, just... It was not what it was meant for.
Also, yes.
Also, yes.
Calling it the fault of the Ranger pans is incorrect.
Okay, fine. Some me, too.
Just...
Let's say a combination of gorilla mitts trying to grip a gun that's now covered in rubber that's not supposed to be there. See?
Call it a start.
See? There you go. But yeah. Either way. So cool. So much fun. I love this gun so much.
Needs an FRT.
It needs an FRT. This probably is going to end up at an auction house or something because I can't be allowed to own this. This is not something that people like me should have.
That's not how that works.
It's not how it has worked. I'm holding it. It's right here. It's mine.
I know, exactly.
I have paperwork.
Proving my point.
Like, mine. But it shouldn't be so. It should not be so.
C'est la vie or something.
C'est la vie or something. If I hold on to it too long, like, we're going to end up breaking this doing something really stupid.
Look how it wasn't my wallet.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Sure.
You'll never financially recover from this one.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this was awesome. This was so much fun. I'm so glad this happened. But yeah, like I can't even think of anything else to say. Like Browning high powers are
Like
cool.
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Browning high powers are cool. This is the coolest version.
They're still cool. They always have been.
They always have been cool. I really want to get one of the modern comp ones, either from Gearson or from SDS, which I don't remember who they're importing them from. Is it still just like TSUS or something? I don't know.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, I want to try one of the
It's
modernized ones.
Inglis marked, so I don't know where anything's made anymore.
No, I thought English was Turkey. Either way, I don't know. We got
Jesus.
to talk to them.
Those are all Turkey. Everything we just said was Turkey.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I swear, these almost like these were questions that we should have asked, and we were talking to the salesman in person this weekend and didn't.
They try to avoid that statement as much as possible.
Okay, fair enough. Well, either way, I like high powers, and this is the coolest one, and I'm so happy I have it.
Oh, I
and,
definitely agree with that.
yeah, it was so cool to shoot.
Like if you're gonna have high power, have one like that.
Yeah, now we do the like and subscribe thing, I think.
If you didn't already.
Fair enough.